While I was in New York, I had a chance to meet with Broadway actress Alli Mauzey, who stars as Glinda in Wicked.
Hi, nice to meet you.
She took me around, and then we got a chance to sit at her favorite cafe to talk about what life is like as a working Broadway actress.
You're known for your amazing voice. I've met some people where they can sing high notes, but when I listen to them speak, they have such a low voice tone. It doesn't matter.
No, actually, I have been told, especially like in the mornings and stuff like that, like people would be surprised if I tell them I'm a soprano based on my speaking voice. But I think,
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that you were a soprano.
But like I also like when I get really excited, I thought, I'm like, oh, and my voice gets really high, you know. So that alone, like your voice has a ton of range, you know, just in general.
So how long were you doing Wicked for?
First time around, I did it in New York. I think I was there like 9 months, and then I took time off and I worked on other stuff, and then I did it in the closing company in San Francisco for like 2 months. And then I just finished doing the first national tour. I was out on the road for like 5 months, yeah. It's nice, like I get to like pop in and I get to do the show, which I love to do, and it's nice to take time off in between and do other projects and stuff like that.
What are some of the other projects that you're doing now?
I've been doing a lot of concert work recently in the last year, which has been awesome because there's like weekends, and so you just kind of fly, and I've gotten to see cities in America like I would never see.
What are some recommendations you would give to a lot of the young, aspiring singers and people who are interested in Broadway?
Well, I think if Broadway is what you want to do, first you have to move to New York, you know. Before then, though, I would just say, like, just keep doing a lot of theater and just keep, even if it's just, you know, your local community stuff, like, do that. You might get your first agent because you did a tiny little reading of something in some, like, basement. Do shows like that so people can see you.
When you even first started on doing Broadway and singing and doing shows, a lot of the times, did you have to do your own makeup and your own hair and everything?
Yeah. Like theater in New York, a lot of times you'll have a makeup artist they'll map out everything that your character, you know, wears on her face. In Wicked, obviously, the girl who plays Alphabet, someone has to do her makeup every night. I do my own makeup every night, so I just have to follow a specific makeup plot. I did this show here in New York called Cry Baby, and that makeup plot was a little different for me. The makeup artist was very specific on the shape of the eyebrow they wanted, and so I didn't have that shape, and so she gave me this really thick makeup, like a concealer type thing, where I would, you know, block out part of my own brow and then kind of reshape it. So.
Wow.
That was kind of interesting. But I'm so grateful to work with people who are so good at it because it's just like I can get free tips.
I've been backstage during Fashion Week and the models, they change so fast and it's just chaotic. I'm wondering, is it kind of like that for you backstage?
Sometimes it's really nutty because you have so many people in the show with you, and sometimes everybody has a quick change at the same time. Most of the time, my costumes are so complicated in a lot of these shows that I can't even get in and out of my costumes by myself. You know, like when you come off stage, you know where you stand, you know what gets unzipped first, you know when you stand out and you change your shoes first, and then you get like things like that. Everything is choreographed because you can't. If you've got a cue to make, you can't miss it. Because if you don't make it, you're either going to leave another actor stranded by themselves on stage, and they're going to have to figure out what to do. You got to bring the curtain down, and you don't want to do that.
Has that ever happened to you?
Maybe like in the olden days, like community theater and stuff like that. I had a moment though once where I was doing this show and I had to wear this really, really long, like it was long, it was a wedding dress. We were sitting on the bleachers and stuff on stage, and at the end of the show, so the lights go out and the bleachers they're on a track on stage, so they just like slide off into the wings. Well, I didn't realize it, but my dress wasn't in my hand anymore, and it had gone under the bottom of it had gone under the bleachers, so the bleachers start to move, and my dress is stuck under the bleacher in the track. It starts to pull me into the bleachers.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Yeah, it was really, really scary, and I literally was like, oh my god, and I grabbed onto my friend who was sitting next to me. If he hadn't held on to me, I would have definitely gone down under, but he held on to me, and then the dress just started ripping, which was unfortunate for the costume department because they had to fix it, but thank God for me because it kept me.
Yeah, it kept you there. And
so I missed my bow that night though because I literally had no clothes on, like from here down, because it had all ripped.
Any other memorable costume moments?
I originated a role here in New York City, so that was my first time getting to actually collaborate. That was an interesting experience for me because I had this idea of what I thought the character was, you know, and I did a lot of my rehearsals in really casual clothes. But when I was given the costumes to try on and stuff, it was very different than what I thought this character was. It's just neat to see the pieces come together.
It brings out
like
that character you always had inside you, I feel.
Seriously.
Yeah, when you see the transformation, that's why I love makeup and fashion. I tell people, look, say that it's superficial all you want, but honestly, it brings out so much confidence in a woman. It honestly does when you put her in the right clothes and right makeup.
Heck yeah.
Women today are always on the go, especially in New York.
Yeah.
What would you say are your essentials?
Well, if you're in New York City, you need a big bag. I would literally just in California, I would just carry like my wallet, my keys, or something, throw it in my pockets.
Yeah.
But so I was like, for the longest time, I was like, I'm gonna hold out. I'm not gonna buy a big bag. But you have to do it because, you know, you're not driving around your car all day, so you don't have anywhere to store it. And half the time, you don't have time to go home when you're going. Your day is like go go go. I just came from an audition actually, and the character is an actress in New York City, and she pays her bills by stripping. So I had on like really short jean shorts and like these boots, like ankle boots, and I get to the audition, and that scene was cut. And it's the only scene that was left was when you meet her, and you're not supposed to really know she's a stripper. So I walk into the audition like, so that scene was cut because I knew I was coming to meet you. So I had other clothes. I was like, not a problem. I had like a change of wardrobe, and I literally was like in the audition
in your
room.
Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, not a big deal. And I had like this little pink tank top, and she was like, that's perfect. Put my hair in a ponytail, and all of a sudden I was right for that scene. So
that's amazing.
You kind of have to plan ahead. I don't always bring that many clothes with me, but a lot of times if you're going to audition and stuff, you have like all your dance shoes and your music.
If there was a dream role you've always had,
That's a fun question.
what dream role would that be?
Dream role?
Dream role, like anything you want.
I love creating a role that hasn't like been done yet.
Right.
So I'm really, really hoping that I'll get an opportunity to do that. So there's probably something not written right now that hopefully will come along. But I'd love to play Eliza in My Fair Lady.
Oh, yes.
Can
you do that Cockney accent, the English Cockney accent?
I don't know. I've never tried it, but I would have to if I went in for the show. And I love. God, there's so many great shows. I think Light in the Piazza is a beautiful show. There's a show called 110 in the Shade that I love, and I'm too young to play the main role. But those are some roles. I hope I'm not leaving anything out. I've played some really cool ones, so I feel like I'm grateful to get to do it. So if I don't do those roles, that's okay. I'm sure there's wonderful other stuff.
I'm
just
sure
grateful
you're
to sing
going to do it. And I'm sure, honestly, I think what's going to be exciting is that you're probably going to define a role that hasn't been defined yet.
I hope so. It's
Probably
really
fill in
fun.
those shoes.
It's really fun to do that. I got to do it once, and I hope I get to do it again.